Hello, and welcome to 70 Years of Kong. This website was designed with the purpose to illustrate how advancements in film technology have spurred filmmakers to remake many classic films from earlier decades by using state-of-the-art technology. This website focuses on the classic film King Kong from 1933 and analyzes how advancements in robotics, special makeup effects, and motion capture CGI have allowed new filmmakers to remake the classic film in 1976 and once again in 2005. In the original 1933 version of King Kong, an armature that stood 19 inches tall was used to create Kong. The skeleton was made of high-tempered dural and was given muscles that could react, which is one of the key reasons why Kong appeared to be so lifelike on screen. Kong, dinosaurs, and other creatures of Skull Island were brought to life by the amazing animations created by Willis O'Brien and his amazing crew of stop-motion animators. To vividly create the world of Kong, the settings were complex combinations of miniatures, paintings on flats and glass, and composite shots used to insert the live-action actors into the miniature world. This technology used in 1933 was considered to be state-of-the-art, but as time progressed, so did cinematic technology. During the mid-1970s, following the immense success of Steven Spielberg's film Jaws, producer Dino De Laurentiis wanted to capitalize on this new market trend by making his own technology-driven monster movie. What better monster than King Kong? De Laurentiis wanted his version of King Kong to be better than the original and opted to not use stop-motion technology. Instead, he wanted to use the technology seen in Spielberg's Jaws. However, he wanted more sympathy from the audience, because according to De Laurentiis, when Jaws dies, nobody cry, but when Kong dies, everybody cry. Creating Kong was no easy task. The decision was made to use a man in an ape suit, but it would combine the makeup technology created for the Planet of the Apes in 1968. This idea was greatly adapted by a young, talented costume and makeup designer by the name Rick Baker. Rick Baker's costume and mask of Kong was designed to be a gorilla and not an ape-like man as previously discussed by De Laurentiis. However, Baker's mask was able to portray human emotions in great detail, and in the end was selected for filming. To show Kong's enormous scale, a 42-foot tall robotic Kong was constructed. Much like the armature created in 1933, this Kong skeleton was also made out of dural aluminum, but that was the only similarity. Hydraulic cylinders powered his joints, and it took 6 men to operate the robot. 4 months and $1.7 million later, the Kong robot was complete, standing 42 feet tall, weighing 6.5 tons, and contained 3,100 feet of hydraulic hose and 4,500 feet of electrical wiring. The robot could open its mouth, turn its head, raise its arms, and move its eyes, fingers, and toes. Unfortunately, the construction of the robot began prior to the decision to make Kong a gorilla. As a result, the robot Kong has characteristics of both Baker's gorilla and the original ape-man concept. The $1.7 million robot was only used in one scene of the entire film. Along with the 42-foot tall robot, 2 full-scale mechanical arms were produced to hold Jessica Lange in Kong's hands as seen here in the film. Following the release of King Kong in 1976, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences awarded this film a Special Achievement Award for its groundbreaking use of visual effects. After the success of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, director Peter Jackson embarked on yet another epic journey, except this time outside of Middle-earth and into the heart of Skull Island. Jackson's imagining of Kong was much closer to the original than the 1976 version. Jackson decided to recreate New York City in the 1930s by using state-of-the-art CGI. In 1933, Wilson O'Brien used a 19-inch tall armature for Kong. In 1976, a 42-foot tall robot and lifelike gorilla costume was used. This new version of Kong would use the same technology Peter Jackson and his team of visual effects experts from Weta used to bring the character Gollum to life in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. This technology is known as motion capture. Andy Serkis was cast to play two roles in the film: Lumpy, the ship's hardened cook, and none other than the king himself, Kong. Because Kong was to be created entirely using CGI, Andy Serkis needed to be present on set in character as Kong to give the actors a frame of reference, as well as a physical presence for Kong during principal photography. Following the film's principal photography, Andy Serkis and the magicians at Weta Workshop had the responsibility of bringing Kong to life.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you very, very much. Now your work begins.
Kong was brought to life by the physical and emotional performance provided by Andy Serkis, but was visually created by the digital artists at the Weta Workshop. For their efforts on such an epic film, Peter Jackson and his creative team were awarded 3 Oscars for Best Achievement in Sound Editing, Best Achievement in Sound Mixing, and Best Achievement in Visual Effects. Since the original film's release in 1933, King Kong has been a worldwide icon and has touched the hearts of countless movie lovers around the world. Each of the King Kong films used the best technology available at the time to depict the conflicted emotional story of Kong, and as technology improved, so did King Kong's emotional portrayal. Film technology has allowed filmmakers to explore new adventures, new worlds, and new emotions. But over the course of film history, new technology has caused filmmakers to revisit old adventures for new audiences.